Donald Trump is demanding that the Republican Party stop using his name and image in fundraising, and if they don't, he's gonna sue them. That's from a whole bunch of sources. I believe Politico broke the story, but basically Donald Trump is saying to the GOP and to some of the GOP subgroups, you cannot use the Trump name and image to raise money without my permission, and I'm going to sue you if you keep doing it. This is reporting here. It says, the advisor, a Trump advisor, confirming a report in Politico, said that the lawyers for Trump on Friday had sent cease and desist letters to the Republican National Committee, the National Republican Congressional Campaign, and the National Republican Senate Campaign, asking them to stop using his name and likeness on fundraising emails and merchandise. The advisor said Trump is sensitive to the use of his name and likeness for branding purposes and has been irked that the three groups have supported Republican lawmakers who joined Democrats in voting to impeach him. Trump is using his Save America super PAC to raise money in part to help hand-picked Republican candidates in the 2022 congressional elections, some of whom are expected to challenge Republican incumbents whom the former president would like to see ousted. So this is a two-pronged issue. One, it really does show that the Republican Civil War is not over. I know Trump went to CPAC and, he mostly attacked Democrats. He didn't really go at Republicans all that much, less than I expected. And he said, look, I love the Republican Party and I'm not going to start a third party. Don't worry about that. We have to stick together if we want to defeat the left. But, this shows otherwise. While he's saying that in his public speeches, his legal actions are showing that he's trying to tie the hands of his own party. Because Trump knows, and Trump's lawyers know, and the Republican Party knows that Trump remains exceedingly popular with the Republican base, with the people that cut the checks, big, small, and in between. Trump is a really sellable item, a really sellable brand. And so when you're a Republican congressman or you're raising money for the Republican Congress campaign, you want to say to people, look, we lost in 2020, but if we want to keep the Trump Make America Again movement going, you need to cut us a check for 10, 20, 30, 40, however many dollars. Can you do that for us? Or buy our Trump 2024 thing, or buy our MAGA hats, or these sorts of things that we can use to raise money to take on the Democrats. And if Trump says to the Republican Party, you're not allowed to do that, that's going to hurt the party's ability to fundraise, because more Republicans are about Trump than they are about the elephant or the general red color. Like, that's the truth. The Republican Party is the Trump party to millions and millions and millions of conservatives. And so Trump knows that he can do that. And he knows that he can basically put pressure and say, because some Republicans did not stand with me and some stood against me, I'm going to punish you all by not letting you use my likeness. But this is also about Trump's grift and Trump's power amassment, because that last paragraph I read you is crucial. Trump is creating his own super PAC, his own Save America PAC, which is simultaneously going to be used to take on Republicans he doesn't like, but also promote the issues and keep him relevant. And you can see where this is going if he tells the Republican Party, you're not allowed to use the word Trump. You're not allowed to use my image. You're not allowed to use my trademarks. You're not allowed to use the traditional merchandise that I used from 2016 to 2020. What do you think Trump's going to do? He's going to make all of that stuff exclusive to the new Trump Save America PAC. So this is both about ideology for Trump and about revenge for Trump, but with Trump, it's often about ripping people off. And Trump knows that he can make way more money. He can make so much money through his super PAC if he's the only one allowed to say Trump. If he tells other Republicans, if he tells Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy and the Republican Party broadly, you can't use my name, then Trump's going to get more donors because he will be. And this is what it's all about. Whether Trump is running in 2024 or not individually, he is trying to basically siphon power away from the traditional Republican Party. And this will have issues because if it hurts their fundraising, it will potentially hurt them in 2024. And if Trump is able to, outmuscle them in fundraising, it might lead to more MAGA-style candidates, which is awful in a way, but it might lead to more moderate Democrats being able to win in some of these swing districts. So while I hate Trump and while I hate the Republican Party, I love when each of them fight. If this civil war continues, it might be one of the things that prevents a Trump-style comeback. And wouldn't that be nice to see? Donald Trump is a monster, and his own ego could sink him again.